another session of the verb to be uses. How else we can use the verb to be? How else we can use that? Now we've looked at key starters. How to start your sentences as a new person, as a beginner, as a fresh starter in English language, as somebody who is learning how to put the grammar how. We've been able to show that. Now we're going to check the last series of the verb to be uses. How to form continuous tenses and passive voice. Continuous tenses and passive voice. To be, using to be, the verb to be. Now how do we do that? The verb to be is used with present participle. If we use present participle with to be, the verb to be, we will be able to form continuous tenses. Continuous tenses. Let's say it again. If you have to be, verb to be, plus present participle, we'll be able to form continuous tenses. So, the verb to be is used with the present participle to form continuous tenses. So, verb to be plus present participle, you form continuous tenses. That's the information. That's how it's formed. For example, the sun was shining in the sky. The sun was shining in the sky. You see that? The sun was shining in the sky. The workers were working so hard. The workers were working so hard. So, you see, verb to be plus present participle, we can form continuous tenses. Continuous tenses. Now, let's look at passive voice. Passive voice. How can we form passive voice? We form passive voice by to be, using to be, plus the past participle, we form passive voice. Here, continuous tenses. To be verb plus present tense, continue. But if we want to form passive voice, passive, we are going to see what is passive. Passive voice, to be plus past participle can give you passive voice. Look at the example. The letter was written by Mr. James. That is passive. The letter was written by Mr. James. If you want to form this as active voice, you say Mr. James wrote the letter. Mr. James wrote the letter. That is active. Active voice. Mr. James wrote the letter. But here we are talking about passive voice. So, passive voice. To be plus past participle will give you passive voice. The letter was written by Mr. James. That is passive voice. If you want to put this sentence in active voice, active, you say Mr. James wrote the letter. Mr. James wrote the letter. That is active voice. Look at another one. The speech was delivered by the director. The speech was delivered by the director. This is passive voice. Passive. The speech was delivered by the director. If you want to put this sentence in the active voice, you will say the director delivered the speech. The director delivered the speech. The director delivered the speech. But here, you want to put it in passive voice. You say the speech was delivered by the director. Now look at another example of passive voice. The oranges were eaten by my friends. The oranges were eaten by my friends. That is passive voice, passive voice, passive voice. Some will say, what is passive voice? You say, the oranges were eaten by my friends. But if you want to turn this into active voice, you say, my friends ate the oranges. My friends ate the oranges. You see, they are the same. So sometimes you say, oh, the job was done by my friend. The job was done by my friend. That is passive voice. If you want it to be active, you say, my friend did the job. My friend did the job. You see, you can make some sentences in the passive voice. You can make it in the active voice. Passive voice, active voice. Let's repeat that again. Let's repeat that. Let's say that again. Continuous tenses. How do you do that? To be verb plus present participle will give you continuous tenses. For example, the sun was shining in the sky. The sun was shining in the sky. Look at another one. The workers were working so hard. The workers were working so hard. That is continuous tenses. If we want to make passive voice with to be, with verb to be, you put verb to be plus past participle. You have passive voice. For example, the letter was written by Mr. James. The letter was written by Mr. James. If you want to make this sentence, if you want to turn it into active voice, you say, Mr. James wrote the letter. Mr. James wrote the letter. Look at another example of passive voice. The speech was delivered by the director. The speech was delivered by the director. That is passive voice. You can still make it active. The director delivered the speech. The director delivered the speech. Look at another example of passive voice. The oranges were eaten by my friends. The oranges were eaten by my friends. That is passive voice. If you want to make it active, you say, my friends ate the oranges. My friends ate the oranges. So sometimes we can make some expressions in passive voice. Passive voice, the job was done by the people. If you want it to be active, say, the people did the job. It was given to me by my friends. My friends gave it to me. You see, passive voice. The fan was given to me by my friends, by John. The fan was given to me. The fan was dashed to me by my brother. That is passive voice. My brother dashed the fan to me. That is active voice. So, you see how to make active voice, active sentences. I did the work. That is active sentence. I did the work. That is active. If you want to put it in passive voice, say, the work was done by me. The work was done by me. That is passive voice. So, you can learn how to make passive sentences in passive voice. You can learn how to make sentences in active voice. You can also do sentences put that in continuous sentences. So if you like our video, please share, subscribe, and give us a thumbs up. Share, subscribe, and give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to support our family-based adult literacy program. It's community-based adult literacy program. Please, we need sponsors.